Shit, my
What up?
collar
We
straight.
live. What's happening, cyber world?
Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, we gonna get it cracking. This is another episode of Concrete Reality TV. I'm Ephraim Acapella.
I am your boy, Cool Cutter.
OG 2.
Your girl, Danelle.
K Fred always here. The infamous and the famous.
All right, so we got to start it off. I'm gonna go ahead and play this intro.
Concrete Reality.
Yeah, so Concrete Reality TV, where we strive to know more and do more with what we know. We done introduced ourselves. We got the topic at the bottom. We're going to go in on this. We ain't even going to hold up. When is the right time to bring sex into a new relationship? Wait, before we start, I know it's been a while. We ain't really got on here. We took a little hiatus, had some things going on, but we back in the mix. How y'all been doing?
Man, I've been good, man. Doing life shit. Life stuff, man. Paying bills and being grown.
Yeah, don't ever stop.
And laughing at these crazy people on the internet.
Man. Yeah, well, we on here now, so I guess they laughing at us now.
Come on with it. Your entertainment is my entertainment.
Hey, that's what they say. So let's go on and jump on it. Danelle came up with this topic. She said, when is the right time to bring sex into a new relationship? Yeah, Gillum, you said right off the bat. what did you say?
That's not exactly what I said, but okay.
You said right at the beginning.
I said at the beginning you need to have a conversation about it. It needs to be a conversation, some expectations set up, and to see how this thing go down. That's how it should be. Because, they got a lot of books out there, saying, 30 days, whatever. Look, you grown people. You do whatever the hell you want to do. Get it when you get it. If you want it done on the first day, you want it done the second day, it's up to grown people. That's all.
Okay, hold up, save some for later.
Okay.
K Fred, when is the right time to bring sex into a new relationship?
We'll pass on that one for now.
I was just Hey, I unmuted myself because I was about to say some wild stuff. Go ahead, Kay. I'm ready.
I'm gonna pass that down. I'm gonna let that sit right there so we can stir the pot a little bit later on.
Hey, Kay, aren't you in a new relationship? Can you have to have this conversation out loud, sir?
Can he?
I don't know. I'm asking questions.
Oh, I can always have every conversation out loud.
Okay. I'm just asking. I'm just making sure. I'm just asking questions, sir.
This is 25 years of friendship that culminated into what I'm blessed to have today. So that conversation's probably been had 3-4 times over.
All right, well, we're going to come back to you.
Yeah, we're going to come back to you. We're going to let you put a pin in that.
Applies directly to you. So we're going to come back to this. Danelle, when is the right time to bring sex into a new relationship?
That's a touchy one because I do believe that grown people know when they're ready. But at the same time, are you just ready because you're horny, or are you ready because you're making mature decisions?
It don't really make no decision. It don't make no never mind. You do whatever you want to do. You're grown. You don't mind making good decisions and choices.
It depends on whether or not you're mature enough to deal with the consequences.
What are the consequences?
Wait.
I'm sorry. I'll ask you questions. I apologize. Go ahead.
Like, for instance, you have to be mature enough to deal with what you're getting yourself into. So I think that it's the right time to introduce sex into a relationship when both people feel like they are mature enough to deal with the consequences of the choices that they're making. Because I have a question just from that question, like, when is it a weirdo that brings it up in a conversation? Like, dude, I just been talking to you for 30 minutes and you already talking about sex? Like, when is it a weirdo? Like, I mean, it kind of
Hey, we're gonna touch on it. We're gonna touch on it. Cutter, when is the right time to bring hunching into a new relationship?
I'm gonna keep it simple and 100. Whenever the fuck you ready. Period. You grown. Okay, this is what I'm not gonna do. This topic, y'all probably gonna get the rawest form of cutter that you ever had. We grown. I'm not gonna play with you. We not virgins. You not a virgin. I'm not a virgin. We're not gonna play like we've not had sex. We're not gonna play like that we're in high school or middle school or wherever. Well, these days they have sex down there elementary. So, well, anyway, we're not gonna play like we're not grown. We're gonna act like adults, and we're gonna make mature decisions as adults. So we're going to talk about sex whenever the subject comes up. And if you block it, that shows me that you're immature. But we're gonna get on that. We're gonna get on that. But let me pass the mic. But that's my answer.
So for me, when is the right time to bring sex into a new relationship?
You go with that bullshit.
Whenever whatever you feel like it. I mean, it's one of those.
Okay, good answer, sir. Good answer, sir.
So it's no like complicated answer to it.
So
whenever you're ready.
So let me ask this, because I'm seeing a consensus from all of you all. I'm still yet to give my determination, but are we saying this without a moral compass?
Here we go with this bullshit. I knew it was coming. Here we go.
I mean, I'm just asking. I mean,
here we go.
Because women.
Okay, so we got to touch our perspective.
Let me elaborate. Because what we're talking about, the question is, when is it the right time, right? So therefore, you have to establish amount of time that you're bringing what into a relationship. You're saying that sexual intercourse part. So yeah, we could take the cheap way out and go, oh, I'm grown. Well, yeah, nigga, I would hope that you are grown if you fucking. I'm just keeping it real. So me being grown doesn't justify the fact of when I bring sex into the relationship. For me, what justifies my own moral code, and this is my compass that I navigate by, is when I feel like I have a set of intimacy, meaning she knows me, I know her. And I'm liking her enough to the point in the relationship that I want to share that part of me. You see what I mean? Because fucking's fucking, but when you're intimate with someone, I think it becomes more than just about let me get that nut off. Let me just have sex.
Hey, Ephraim, could you play Jeffrey Osborne in the background next time this nigga be talking some romantic music and shit? We've only just begun. Because that's what he doing to us right now. That's what he doing to us right now. He on that bullshit. That's what I'm talking about. Come on.
Hold on.
Honestly, you have to understand, and we talked about this on other topics. A lot of times we have in these broken homes, kids out of wedlock, they ain't had no intentions on being a family at all because people just haven't sex. So at the end of the day, you do have to come down to some type of mature decision versus I'm grown, I can do what I want to do. Well, yeah, I'm grown, I can do what I want to do too, but that doesn't mean I'm going to make a decision to do what I want to do regardless of the consequences.
Okay, well, are we living in fantasy land or are we living in reality? I just want to know. So if we're living in fantasy land, I'll stay in fantasy land with y'all.
Let's go ahead and correct that. We're living in that day of broken homes and absentee fathers and whatever because people are having unprotected sex.
Oh, thank you. See, there we go. Here we go. Go ahead, cut it. Preach on.
Let's talk about that. What we need to establish first as adults is what are your intentions upon meeting or dating in general? Are you that person who is, getting out of a relationship or a marriage and is not looking for anything serious? You might just be looking for a little what they call sneaky links today. You know what I mean? You might be looking for that little So that in that case, sex needs to be brought up probably on the first date. Hey, look, this is what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anything long term. I'm just trying to have fun. I'm just trying to have fun, live my life, and if something comes of that, then so be it. But we need to establish where we stand from Jump Street as adults. Let's not play this game of, oh, are we going to be together? Are we going to be in a relationship? We don't even know each other. Let's get to know each other first. Then, whatever comes of that.
I would agree with that 110% because I do believe that both people have to be on one accord with what their intent is. If you find two people that just want to bump and grind and that's all they want and they agree that they don't want nothing more, then they in agreement. That's fine. You guys are adults. You can make that decision. You could deal with the consequences of if somebody gets emotionally attached afterwards or whatever. I mean, that's a chance you take. But hopefully in that type of arrangement, you are wrapping it up. But a lot of times, if you're dealing with somebody that's acting like they're going into an intent to build something with someone, but then they say, well, you could trust me. We actually doing something. We ain't just fucking. I ain't treating you like no booty call. That's different. If you jumping into it, showing that that's your primary interest, but you're acting like you want to build something deep.
So
y'all asked for that shit.
So
y'all asked for that.
Who is y'all?
Women. Y'all prepare.
I thought he said women. That's what you said. You said women, right?
Women.
That's what I thought you said. He said women. In case you didn't hear him, he said women. I agree. Get him, Cutter.
Women basically prepare themselves to be lied to, because what you say you want or you don't want, you actually want. You want that sneaky link. But you don't want him to just want you for that. Mm-hmm. So
preach on, Reverend Cutter. Preach on.
In turn, what men do is we lie. Hey, you know what? Nah, that ain't all I'm looking for. I'm looking for something serious. I'm trying to really get to know you and get to know who you are. But at the same time, we were both attracted to each other sexually from Jump Street, right? Am I right or wrong? Like, women know whether or not they want to fuck a nigga in the first 5 minutes of meeting them.
I have to say, and this is just in all honesty, and I'm gonna tell you from a woman. Number one, most cases, yes, you do know whether or not from Jump Street you want to be intimate with somebody or whether or not they could get it. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, a woman will know that from jump, but that doesn't mean she want to give it to you right away. And that also doesn't mean that she doesn't want to see that you are not interested in more than that.
So why not? Why are we playing these games?
I'm not done. Hold on. Also, to address some of the things that you say, no, women don't set themselves up to be lied to. There are a lot of women out there that probably do go about things that way, but then there are also a lot of women out there.
They call prostitutes. That's what they call.
Well, there are also a lot of women out there that are willing to go without sex at all until they have a connection with somebody.
I'm confused.
I'm not.
No, I am. I'm really confused.
Go ahead, Kurt. Go ahead.
Well, because the question is bring sex into a relationship. Now, I've heard all different types of relationships defined here. Y'all done went through a whole gambit of relationships. So, I mean, damn, I think the question is, Ephraim, what is a relationship?
Ephraim, didn't I ask you that earlier? I said, could you consider yourself in a relationship with somebody you haven't had sex with?
Yeah. All right. Yes, you did. We brought that up earlier. That's a good question. So,
well, some people really establish that they establish the relationship based on when they have sex. Some women and some men actually say, hey, you know what? After they have sex, we go together. In their mind, they're like, you know what? This basically made us exclusive at this point. Without the communication, and that's why things get misconstrued.
Exactly.
It's because they feel in their mind that once we have sex, this makes us exclusive. Well, we didn't have the exclusive conversation yet. We just had sex.
But so my thing is, if it's too early to be exclusive, how come it's not too early to say this is my body and I don't want to give it to somebody just that easy?
No, we're not playing that game. We're not doing that.
Well, no. It's not a game though, because no. It goes back to it being an accountability. And I mean, like I said, everybody has their own moral compass. So I'm not here to judge, but I'm just saying in a healthy environment, if I'm looking to get to know someone, right? I'm just not out here sleeping around. Because whether you protected or unprotected, it don't matter. It's still the risk behind it. If the condom break or if the birth control don't work, whatever it may be, you're still putting it at risk by having that type of interaction. So for me, where does your moral compass lie in getting to know someone? You know, or like you said, you just fucking to be fucking. But once again, where's your moral compass?
Let me ask y'all a question. Now we're going to majority rules because we in America, right? That's the rule. Majority rules in America.
I don't agree with that.
I didn't make that rule.
America didn't either.
Well, yes, but we abide by that rule.
Yes, we abide by that rule. Go ahead, Cut. Ask the question. Let's
what it wants.
Am I wrong or right?
America
majority of the relationships stem or rooted from people who are just fucking.
But are the majority of the relationships nowadays even successful?
That's that's up for debate.
Yeah, that's neither here or there.
Because
that's talking about when it's the right time to bring sex in. So that means there has to be a right and a wrong time.
Well, successful is subjective because that's in the frame of mind of the individuals involved. You have people today
that they accomplish it.
Well, they might be together right now and still. I have homeboys right now who are married to women. They've been with 20 years damn near, and they fucked on the first date.
I didn't say that you couldn't, but they have to be on one accord.
Right. I'm agreeing with that. But it's still from what I said, what is it rooted from? A sexual connection, right?
I don't want anything that's founded on sex.
You better want
something like that. You're gonna be single for the rest of your life.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's important in a relationship, but that shouldn't be my foundation.
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to be Danelle, you want to be one of them couples who just together for a long time and ain't fucking?
Let me tell you something, bro. You're not listening to me.
I'm asking you.
So let pause for a minute. Let me say it again. It is important in a relationship, but it is not my foundation. It is not my foundation. I'm not getting ready to say, oh, this nigga lays the pipe down good, so I'm about to be in a relationship with him. No. There's a lot
of. Is that not a qualification?
You gotta fulfill in order to feel a relationship growth.
So is that not a main qualification for you?
Look, let me tell you something. I've been married, and let me tell you, I was not satisfied.
I asked you that.
So obviously,
I asked you
how many women will tell you they done stayed in a relationship and they never satisfied. So it must not be a qualification.
I asked you that. Don't start skating and shit. Because that's what you do.
It must not be a qualification.
Don't start skating. I asked you a legitimate question.
Directly.
No, you didn't. You skated.
No, I said it must not be a qualification if a lot of women stay in relationships where they're not sexually
satisfied. I asked you about a lot of women. I asked you about you. Is that not one of your main qualifications?
About me personally, I said I wasn't satisfied and I was in a marriage.
I'm asking you now, right now, is that one of your main qualifications for you being in a relationship? Does he have to be able to lay pay?
Let me tell you something, bro. I'm not sexually active. And I know anybody that's gonna get this gonna be willing to wait for it.
Bounce.
That's right. And that's what I will do. That's what I will do. But when I do get the person that he's gonna be happy he waited.
Why you skating? We didn't ask you about. I asked you if you know what. You know what? You good.
They gonna let us slide.
Yeah, because she already sliding.
What question did not answer?
I asked you, is that not a main qualification? If you are dating a guy, hold on, let me rephrase the question so you get it. If you are now dating a guy and he can't really sexually perform, are you going to continue to date him?
I'm going to teach him.
What if he can't be taught? What if he ain't got the game?
Come on, man. There's too much technology. There's too many toys. There's too much. Believe me, you could be taught.
Men don't like to be taught.
I was just about to say it.
He wouldn't be my man if he ain't trying to please me.
So that's what I'm saying.
But that's in a whole. That's your personality. That's your character. So if you got a personality that you want to please me, then it's gonna go into all areas.
That's what I asked you. If he cannot perform,
but my point is, if he's not where I want him to be, that's not an immediate exit.
So hold on. So let me ask you: does that not mean you are not sexually compatible with that man?
No, not being sexually compatible with somebody means they're unwilling. That to me is not sex. That to me is a personality. That to me is I'm not willing to do what it takes. That to me is different than I don't know exactly what it takes, but I'm willing.
I just told you, men, most men, and I don't say all men because I'm not going to put everybody in that category. Most men don't really take a woman teaching them how to please her, right? Because we have that ego.
Men, but every woman's body and sensitive spots are different. So how could you take what you know from the last woman and bring it to me and think you're going to please me?
That's why I said men have this thing called a ego, just like a woman. If a man told you, hey, you know what? You just ain't doing it for me. Is that not going to be, are you going to ask him, well, what do you need me to do? Like, what do you want me to do?
First off, you don't have to, that's lack of proper communication in a relationship. Because if you having that type of problem in your relationship, instead of saying, baby, you ain't doing it for me, you ought to say, baby, do this. Baby, try that. Baby, do this. Move over here. Put your leg right there. Go like this. Slow down. Speed up right there. I mean, you give instructions. You walk them through.
It's pretty good. I mean,
sound good.
Yeah. I guess
you can insult somebody to make them better.
So does this, when you bring up these conversations, is this part of that? Bringing the right time for the sex into a new relationship? Is
the reason why that's even an issue is because let's say you got social media is big now. Let's say you got a woman, she's beautiful, and she constantly getting dick pics in her box. Is that weird or is that okay?
Well, it's weird to me because she shouldn't have that much. I don't want my woman having that much access to her. Like, I mean, that's just me personally.
Right. Woman is probably not a public figure.
If you're getting dick pics in your inbox, it's probably because you're posting provocative shit.
Or maybe because you're a popular public figure.
Nah. I know women, trust me, on both ends, who are in that world, who do, are in the adult industry and this and that. And I know women who just online, period, and just, are attractive women. Those women rarely ever get, strangers in their inbox showing them penis pictures. So, now, the ones who are out there twerking and making twerk videos and showing their ass and titties and they online in lingerie for no apparent reason at all. They're not a Victoria's Secret model at all. They're not assigned to any lingerie modeling company. They just online with their ass and titties out. 9 times out of 10, they got all kinds of dick pictures in their inbox.
Right, but I'm talking about
people. They promoting their OnlyFans.
But I'm talking about just beautiful women. Like for me personally, y'all ain't gonna see my booty out there. I done got some inboxes. And not only just inboxes from random weirdos, but sometimes you start a conversation with somebody and within an hour, they talking like nasty. That's what I mean. Like, when is it weirdo? When is it weirdo status, red flag? Maybe you should run for the hills. And when is it like, come on, y'all was feeling each other?
Well, niggas, I told y'all gonna get the Raw's form tonight. I'm not playing. Let me tell you something about men. The average man will fuck a hole in the wall if he's horny enough. And I'm talking about a hole in the wall. A random, if he knew he was gonna get pleased, he's that serious, like, about sex. We are hardwired to mate. This is why porn is so popular. This is why prostitution will never die. This is why men will always want and desire to mate. It's just our nature. Now, when you have the internet, which changes the game, because you have access to women that we've never really had access to before. We grew up. I'm a '70s baby. Most of us are '70s babies, / '80s babies. We grew up in that time where we didn't really have access to women unless we went out. Well, the internet came and changed the game. Now you have access to women. Not only do you have access to women, you have access to women who are showing their bodies, who are damn near porn stars in their own right. So, of course, you have more sexually aggressive men. And that's just the way it is. It's going to be that way.
Yep, I definitely can see that. What about, so let's bring it back to this topic. When is the right time to bring sex into a new relationship? So we got, let's put a hypothetical out there. And we got this couple, you're starting to date, y'all been dating, let's say, a couple of weeks. When is that? I mean, do you try to escape the conversation of any sexual innuendo? Do you slide it in gently, no pun intended, with the conversation surrounding sex, just to see how the other party may react? If they are conservative with their sexuality, or if they're more spontaneous and outgoing,
And let's also interject the fact that this could be an online couple that's dating, since that's so popular now, and they've never met face to face.
True. Yep. Online. Is it uncomfortable? Is it that? Are we that? What is it? Conservative, where you can't bring it up, or is it based off of the person that you're dating? You trying to read them and then trying to see if you can release who you are to them without scaring them off? Because that's what it seems like, where we're at with relationships. We all know that we at this age, I don't think it's too many virgins out there, and everybody pretty much got some sort of access to a booty buddy that's available, even while they're currently entertaining someone that's a potential mate. You're not gonna just be a new born again virgin, while you're dating. Typically you're gonna be messing with somebody else while you're waiting for the Miss Right or Mr. Right, because obviously you ain't found them if you're still looking.
That ain't everybody, just throwing that in there.
Well, this is good.
I ain't got no booty buddy.
You supposed to say that.
Exactly.
You're supposed to say that out loud.
Don't put my business out there like that. Let's keep going.
All right. So what do we do here? Because this is that topic. When do you feel, when we know it's not a standard, it ain't no universal standard that we can go by, it's all based off of, like we said before, the circumstances. So it's circumstantial. So when would y'all do it? I guess let's go personal a little bit. What's your playbook a little bit? When would you actually feel comfortable with bringing up the sexual conversation?
Well, I'm gonna say this, Ephraim. I think it's like it comes with the playing field. So does it really even need to be brought up? If we're in a relationship, then normally it just becomes a part of the relationship itself. And then the timing is dependent on two people. It ain't like we about to pick a calendar date and be like, okay, it's been this many months, and then on the 15th we gonna do this. No. That's where I was saying earlier, it's the intimacy that's involved with the person. You know what I mean? And if the two people have that intimacy within the relationship, sex is the inevitable part of it.
What about us? Because men, as Cutter brought it up, y'all touched on before, we ain't got no standards.
Listen, men think that
women seem to set these standards of duration of time since they have the box, and then we got the key.
But just because you don't have standards doesn't mean that that's right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real.
Look, it ain't about thinking about right and wrong.
No, let me say this, because Quiet as Kept, it was not having standards and let's go back to all these past episodes that we've had. You know what I mean? And most of the toxicity that we've talked about within our community has all dealt with the fact of this one thing we keep coming back to, which is sex in a relationship. You know what I mean? And if we can summarize from some of those previous episodes that there has to be some type of own self-accountability with it, then how can this be any different? You know what I mean? Because that's really determined by you on when you choose to release yourself to somebody like that. You know, is it haphazard just because we men and we fucking, and that's why we got all these goddamn kids, because we fucking with no standards? You know what I'm saying? Or am I just gonna love myself enough as a man to do it the appropriate way to plant my seed in a woman that's worthy to have it?
Bullshit.
Oh, that sound good. That sound good.
Bullshit.
You know what date mean? You know what date mean? Listen. You know what date mean? Dick at the end of the night. That's what date mean. Shit. Let's have that conversation. Look, I don't give a damn what y'all talking about. All that bullshit that K-Fred singing about. You know all that bullshit K-Fred singing about. Sing that sad song to somebody else. You just a romantic. Most men, we trying to fuck as quick as we can, as fast as we can, as many bitches as we can. We try to run through them like Usain Bolt at a motherfucking track meet. So I don't give a damn what you're talking about. That's what we're trying to do.
Gillum,
that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do.
Okay, Gillum,
that's what we're trying to do.
Okay, Gillum, I got a question. How do you separate that drive to becoming a married man then? How did you separate her from everybody else if that was just your motive? And then when you decided that you wanted to get married, did you handle her the same way?
Yes, I did. Because I said, listen, you're going to be the freak like I want, like all the freaks I ever had. I want you to be the biggest freak I have. See, I keep it 100 with my wife. We keep it 1,000 with each other. You know, because and we keep it 100.
From day one?
From day one.
Oh.
From day one. And that's why I've been married 15 years, because we keep it 100.
You was doing it to everybody from day one. So how come you
everything.
They ain't how that work.
They ain't how that work. She don't understand it. Ain't how that work.
What did I just say in the beginning? Most of the men that I know that are married today have had sex with their wives from day one, or they had an understanding from day one that, look, I have these freaky ass, nasty ass ways, and if you accept this part of me, and you the freak that I want you to be, 9 times out of 10, we gonna marry. We gonna get married. Why do you think? It's no coincidence why, as to why these dudes out here are drawn to the most nastiest, sluttiest women ever. They could be married to the wholesome, church-going, praise the Lord.
They're the worst ones. Talking about Cutter. Stop that. Cutter.
No. Hold on. But at the end of the day, what they say, a woman in the streets and a freak in the sheets.
Goddamn right.
That's wife material for most men. That's wife material. So if you can get past the bullshit,
so how do you know whether or not she just be busting it open like that for everybody, and whether or not you
that ain't my concern. See, we grown now.
See that? Hey, listen. I'm gonna say like I heard somebody say. I don't give a shit what she did in the past. It's my turn now.
But my point is, what makes her wife material then?
The fact that we are compatible in that aspect.
That's it.
The fact that men, it's not a secret. We're not complicated creatures.
We're simple.
We're not complicated. Feed us, fuck us, shut up. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. It's not a complicated thing.
Okay, so if my future husband is listening and you think like this,
Well, he ain't your future
you
husband
ain't
then,
your-
because
you
you're gonna
ain't
be
your
single for a
husband.
long ass time. The way you think it.
Go ahead.
You
Look,
damn right.
my-
You damn right.
What-
This
the
is
way
how
you
right
think
when
it.
you just said that, go ahead and find you another female and y'all get together and you be gay. Because that's the
what you
only
do.
person that's gonna agree with that
That's what you
bullshit.
do.
That's the only one.
If you think like that and you think it's feed me, fuck me, shut up. Oh hell no.
Listen. Men don't want to hear you talk all the fucking time. We don't want to hear that shit. If you learn how to shut the fuck up, women, you get more goddamn things done in your life. My wife asked me one time to do shit, and she asked me to do it. And I do what she asked me to do. You know why? Because my wife don't talk a lot. She don't. And when she do talk, she got something to say. And it's all good. And I ain't just talking shit. She right behind me. Yeah.
Hey,
Why
look,
you just said it?
look, if you want to talk, I tell my girl,
Shit.
if you want to talk to your girlfriends, run your mouth with them. That's who you talk to.
I'm gonna tell you what my wife said. I asked my wife, I said, "Man, why you talk so much?" She said, "My daddy told me when to be quiet, and I understand it. So some of y'all who ain't got daddies, you need to go find somebody to tell y'all to shut the fuck up and stop talking so goddamn much."
I'm so glad he ain't in my house.
And if I was, you would shut the fuck up too.
Ladies, if you are watching and this is the type of man you want, learn how to be quiet.
Well, you know what? The women, here's the thing. The women who understand men.
Man, you want, ladies, this is what he wants you to do. He wants you to feed him, hug him, and shut the fuck up. And if you got something to talk about, call your girlfriends, bitch.
And that's it. That's the one.
The women, listen to me. Listen to me when I tell you this. You hear me? The women who understand men are married.
And they keep men. Yeah.
Cutter. How old I is? How old I is? I done been there, done that.
The women who truly understand men are married and happy.
They are married and divorced.
No, the married and divorced women are the women who try to change them
or
men
maybe
into
it
women.
was the men who lied and they discovered.
Lied about what?
Everything.
See, this that bullshit right now. This is
I'm
what
laughing at you too,
about
I'm
right
thinking
now.
the same thing. Go ahead, Cutter.
I don't understand it. Like I said, men are not that. We are not that complicated.
Really?
We are romantic.
You live with as a couple.
Listen to me. Men are romantic.
You're a man looking from your perspective. Everybody, like you say, from all the time. Everybody is gonna justify their own way of thinking, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's gonna justify their own way of thinking. But instead of you, from a man's perspective, telling this story because that's how you see yourself, ask women if men are complicated.
I don't care.
Because
I'm not gonna ask a woman about a man.
You never live with a man as a spouse.
I'm not gonna ask a woman about a man.
But if you want to know how it is to deal with a man as a spouse, you got to talk to women.
I've talked to women.
But it's easy to look at men from a man's perspective. You understand you. But try talking to a woman as to how it is to deal with a man as a spouse. Yeah. I'm sure it ain't gonna be just as easy for her as you think it is.
How does it feel to be on the other side of you? That's the question. So there is now. I would love to make it simple, but it's not, because we talked about this before, and then me and Danelle, we had a conversation on this topic a little bit too, where the standard changes per person. Like everything, even Cutter, what you just described, that's one perspective based off of one person, but it doesn't stay the same, because we all act differently according to the representative that's trying to apply for the position. Everybody don't get the same standard. It changes. It depends on who you are. I might move that standard based off of who you are. So the qualification for this person ain't going to be the qualifications for this person, because it's based off of more than just this set measurement that I have, or these rules that I have, because I can waive the rules according to the person, who the person is. It's just complicated like that. We all do it. One moment I'd be cool with a chick, when I was dating, it would be I'm cool with this chick. I only want one thing. I'm not really trying to be serious because she don't fit what I'm looking for. So I'm not going to really give and take what I would do if it was somebody that was a potential candidate. And then depending on what she looked like too. Maybe she just, booty call for that moment. I might be cool with that moment when we can, hang out and the, sex is just sex, but it's never consistent because it depends on that person and what the expectations are on both parties. But what do y'all think? Are your standards the same for everyone?
I think men being that we are the aggressors in the dating game and the dating scene, that we adjust our game depending on the woman. Some women ain't gonna tolerate certain shit, so we gotta adjust. Women, if women were to be the aggressors in the thing in the dating game, it would be different for them, but they're not. They're the receivers. They're the ones who have to sit back and receive whatever he's spitting, whatever he's presenting. You get to say no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Men, we have to present. Well, she might go for this. Oh no, she fucked up. Damn, she ain't gonna comment on. But she might go for this. Well, no, goddamn, I fucked up. I started talking about sex too goddamn soon. Well, you know what? I didn't mean that. We don't talk about sex like that. So we have to adjust according to the woman we're dealing with. So if we start talking about sex too soon with a woman we actually like, and she rejects it, we're gonna adjust. Well, if we talk about a woman we just trying to smash. I mean, talking about a woman we just trying to smash, and we like adjusting our game. We like, hey, you know what? What's up with this? Whatever. We basically trying to find out how quickly we can smash. We're not trying to find out what she likes, what she dislikes, what type of food she enjoys. We're not trying to cook for her. We're not trying to do all that. We're trying to see I gotta take you to McDonald's or goddamn Applebee's. Whatever it is, let's just get it over with so I can smash.
So listen, I have a question. Women have a expectation. If they have a value of their body to the point that they're not just trying to give it to somebody without a commitment. So if you're dealing with that type of woman, she has a certain period of time that she has to feel secure in herself that this isn't just a fly-by-night relationship. So if you're dealing with a woman that you actually see as a potential candidate, does men have a deadline? Like, okay, look, if she don't give me the booty by this day, she's no longer a candidate.
It depends on how much of a sucker he is. Because you got some suckers out there. And I'm talking to you from a perspective of the guy who was the homeboy of many women who went out with dudes on dates, expensive dates, and they texting me, hey, what you doing? I'm finna leave this date with this lame ass dude. I'm finna come over to your house. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm over here playing the game. I'm playing goddamn Madden. And she finna leave out with some sexy dress and some heels and this and that. And she come to my crib and I smash. I ain't take her nowhere. I ain't did nothing with her. But guess what? She knows that I understand her and I accept her for who she is, and I'm not judging her.
You had a primer. That's what we call them dudes who take people out. You prime her for me.
You prime look.
Yeah, you prime her.
You dropping up back off, and you thinking, oh, my car for my girlfriend's house. Nigga, she done parked her car at my apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it is some dudes out there who just are for the taking. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said before, the women are the receivers. They have the advantage. That's just what it is. That's the name of the game. You got to understand this is the dating game. It's not fair for anybody. You just got to know what it is for you. You got to recognize the game, and you got to set your playboard up just like they set their playboard up. It's a game, and an adult, nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. But that's the way it is. We didn't make the rules. I didn't make the rules. Y'all be mad at me. Y'all can cuss me. I said, cut it full of shit. Fuck that nigga. Woo, woo, woo. I'm telling you straight up. I didn't make the rules. I just play the game. This is what it is.
It's not consistent. It's definitely not. I mean, it
No.
all depends on the circumstances. Because, like you said, chick could have came up and gave you the booty within a couple of weeks, but then the next dude, she made him wait 6 months. And then same thing. It's like it's never consistent. You're like, why did you give me the booty and make him wait 6 months?
I asked that question, and one of my homegirls gonna want to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send this shit to her ass because she gonna hit. I asked her, well, look, why you making him wait? Well, I like him. What? I don't want to just give it to him because I don't want to just make him, I don't want him to think just, I just get down like that. But you do get down like that.
Not no more.
You getting down like that right now? We just finished getting down like that. And I'm that guy asking you why this dude that took you on 3 dates to steakhouses and all that shit, and then you coming over my apartment, smashing me and doing all kinds of freaking shit to me, and I'm asking you why you making him wait? Well, I like him. I don't want him to think I'm like that. Well, now you're being fake. And that goes to
I love Danelle's blanket. Chris, I gotta stop you. I love Danelle's blanket look, because from a woman's point of view, she totally understands, and I think she's holding back the spirit of feelings of most men who run around with their ego thinking that they smashing, when it's like, no, nigga, she's smashing you.
Exactly.
I mean, but you can sit there with your ego as a man, but here's the funny thing. It's easier for women to have sex than it is for men. A woman can go have sex with any dude she choose, and she can make another nigga wait. Now, here's the funny thing about men. Men as hunters, that with their little ego shit, running around hunting for some woman to sleep with, when at the end of the day, we've already established in the previous episode, it's up to her if she chooses to open her legs. So you ain't really hunting for shit. She's just allowing you to think that you are. You know what I mean? And when she's ready, she may go, okay, let me get this nigga some pussy. He been good. He been cool.
Like I said, a woman may know from the moment she lay eyes on you whether you could get it. That don't mean you gonna get
it. Right. And at the end of the day, you gonna keep hunting. And then you may have some women that say, you know what? I like him. He just good for dick, and that's really all he good for. Then she may have another nigga who's good for just conversation. And she's going to multitask.
There might be some dudes.
One man.
Listen, okay, Fred, there might be some dudes that a woman run into and she be like, I wouldn't give that nigga the time of day. But then he start throwing some of that swag on her and she be like, wait a minute.
Yeah. He got a little juice. Right. But at the end of the day, here's the funny thing. And I love the game, because even when I was watching these little documentaries on pimps, right? Every pimp said the same thing. He learned the game from what? A woman.
A woman.
So when you really think about it, it's men and their egos that run around thinking that they smashing and they doing something. But at the end of the day, the woman's the biggest pimp out there. And she pimping most of these niggas for free meals, Gucci bags, this, that, and the other, OnlyFans tickets. That's still pimping, because she got some niggas spending $44.99 online just to see her with some titties. This bitch don't give a shit. And at the end of the day, it's the lustfulness that comes from a man that makes him lose track and sense of himself, which brings me back to my question earlier. As a man, where do you find your fucking value? Within yourself.
That's why it's so easy for a woman to call a man a trick.
Oh, man, exactly.
Damn. So let's bring it in. So we're going to draw a conclusion to this, because it sounds like from what we've drawn this understanding of is, when is the right time to bring sex into a new relationship? I'm leaning on this question seeming like it's from a perspective of a man. Even though Danelle came up with the question, it's still one of the questions that we would be asking, because we have to jump rope, double dutch on when we should bring it up, because we might overplay our hand.
And wait, so really what we're saying is, whose choice is it when you have sex in a new relationship? Is it the man? No, it's the woman.
But that's why I say it's, if you if you are a player, knowing how women think, you understand, and I've been doing it for years. When I was out there single in the streets, a club promoter, out there doing my thing, I put every woman in the friend zone on purpose. Every woman I met, I put her in the friend zone. You my homegirl. There was 2 reasons why I did that. One, I get an opportunity to pick and choose. I might not want you. I might want one of your homegirls. So, but you already know, fellas, we know how this shit work. If you choose her friends are off limits. So, if I'm choosing, I put you in the homegirl section. Oh, girl, that's my homeboy. So you get that whenever you come around, girl, who is that? Wow. You're in there. You're in there right then and there. You're advantage where most dudes don't even get. Because you're not questioning who is she, they're asking about you. Girl, who is that? Oh, that's my homeboy Cutter. Woo, woo, woo. He's single? He got kids? Woo, woo, woo. They used to get the questions and shit. You know what I mean? And now you get to pick and choose. Eeny, miny, mo. Who is her? And then you asking her about her homegirls. Oh, she got baby daddy drama. She got an ex she stuck on. Woo, woo, woo. Now you get the insight. It's an advantage. It's game. Everything is game. And I figured that I figured it out a long time ago. That's why I started befriending females in fashion, because I was like, hey, you know what? Hanging around dudes, we chasing. Hey, little mom, how you doing? And we in the club chasing. But when you befriend the females, you get the insight. And you don't have to chase anymore. Now they inquiring about you. But a lot of these young dudes, they're still chasing. Like a dog. They, how you doing? What's your name? Woo, let me get your number. Woo, woo, woo. Nah, bro. If you're a real player, you already know how to do this. You ain't got to play the game. Look, you play the game your way. And then you can bring up sex whenever the fuck you want to bring it up. Because you in charge. You taking her power away from her. Because her power is sex. She knows this. Once she relinquishes her body, it's over with. She knows that. Like, there's no more negotiation. She's depleted her negotiation once she give up the pee. There's no more negotiation. So now she understands that, hey, look, the ball is in his court now. Because I gave it up to him, especially if it's good. Now she's become his servant, in a sense. Not, Danelle, don't eat me up on that. I know she.
Hey, Cutter,
but, go ahead.
So,
go ahead.
Real brief question from that scenario: if you do become the homeboy, the friend to one particular woman within the mix of other women, if she offers the Poontang to you and you take it, then she's pretty much marked you as hers, because when the other girls ask, hey, well, who is he? Well, she already let you know, hey, that's me in so many words. So they not gonna want to holler at you because you've already pretty much been intimate with her.
He also adds something from a woman's perspective after leaving.
Danelle, before you do that, let me eliminate what he just said, because I done smashed her homegirls even after that. It don't matter. Once you to smash the alpha of the community, she gonna go back running her mouth. She on, ooh, girl, Cutter put it down. Orlando put it down. Woo, woo, woo. They gonna get curious. Girl, for real? He put it down like that. Now this is look, I'm revealing a lot of secrets right now, and a lot of people finna be mad at me. I don't give a damn. I'm 45. I don't care no more. I just smashed my homegirl, her homegirl, her sister, her cousin. I done been there, done that, so it don't matter. That don't matter, because guess what happens? If you really in the streets like that, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down, because as long as women know that you're able to keep a secret as a man, they gonna fuck you. They're going to give you the pussy. I don't give a fuck who. Nobody. Look, they are going to smash you, bro. Especially if they know they didn't heard about you or whatever, and you can close your mouth. And nobody's gonna ever find out. They gonna call you for, hey, what's up? Woo, woo, woo. Or they see you at the club one night. Woo, woo, woo. And I'm giving games to young niggas because I'm at the game now, you know. But back then, that it was going down like that. I'm telling you now,
well,
like
you had to work back then, but that shit ain't gonna work now, especially not if you dealing with no mature ass, grown ass woman. I mean, damn, who playing them damn games nowadays? Now
then I'll sleep with your auntie tomorrow. Trust me. If I was still out there,
hey, listen. Y'all the worst. Grown ass women are the worst, because y'all don't want nobody to know none of your business. So he can fuck all your friends and come back to you too. You'll never know.
You will never know. I tell women all the time.
You up on some game.
Go ahead.
First off, if that's your game plan, the biggest reach you got is the reach of her girlfriends. That's a small ass circle to be fucking on, okay? First off, if you really a player, go get you some international pussy or something. Why you got to stay in the same small ass circle? Anyways.
We just giving you an example, not saying we're not saying that we just in a small circle.
Hold on, let me drop a dime.
I listen to the drop a dime. My bullshit.
Let me drop a dime real quick. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Birds of a feather flock together. So if you surround yourself around those type of thinking women, yeah, hell, you can fuck all of them, the whole stable. But put yourself around some real ass, grown ass, mature ass women and tell me just I'm a fucking nigga because he could keep a secret. Nigga, what? Hell no.
You know what y'all problem is?
A secret to keep.
Y'all give y'all friends, y'all give y'all circles too much credit. Y'all give females too much credit, and y'all don't realize how trifling y'all are.
You probably run in the circles where women do stuff like that.
No, it don't matter. A woman, it don't matter what circle it is. You think you are special?
Yes.
You think your friends are special?
Yes.
Are you serious? No,
not at all. Not at all.
I do.
Not at all.
Exempt. Nobody's exempt. I'm sorry to tell. Look, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah, no one's exempt.
Guess what? Everything that you're talking about goes against what I stand for today.
I understand what you're saying.
I have never in my life, listen, I have never in my life had a one night stand. Never in my life. And I'll be 45 in September.
Why is this big ass bug in my house? I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead. It's a big ass, one of them big ass bees in my house.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, whatever. But at the end of the day, you can't tell me there is no exemptions. Every woman don't think like that.
I'm not saying that.
Before it's not my turn anymore, because I know we're about to wrap up the night, I wanted to address what K. Fred said. When is the right time to bring sex into a relationship? I'm going to wrap up my side and my perception as simply like he said. Who is the one that gives a yes or no? Like you said, Cutter, the man is the presenter, the woman is the receiver. You can't get none unless the woman say yes. So in previous topics, y'all use that as a reason why the woman was responsible for taking care of the kids. She didn't want to open up her legs. She didn't want to decide to say yes. So bringing that back on down to this situation and this topic, like K. Fred said, if it's the woman's choice and it's the woman's right to make that decision and to agree, number one, men need to be more accountable to where they want their spirit to go. Because you do, I know everybody ain't on the same page, but there is a connection that gets exchanged when you lay with somebody. I don't care whether or not you decide to get up the next day and never talk to them again. You exchange something. Second, I mean, you might be emotionally detached, you might be spiritually detached, but a lot of times you don't know if that other person is, and you don't know what other kind of energy you picking up, because energy is transferable. And you can't tell me that you're not a source of energy, because what happens if your heart stops? They're going to shock your ass with some energy to get it back going. Anyways, so in my opinion, if the question is, when is the right time to bring sex up in a relationship? I would say when a man is mature enough to know that his woman is ready. The foundation that is built in a relationship that is going to be a solid foundation, in my opinion, because it's just Danny's take on things, is when a man can lead by knowing what his family needs. That means that he ain't gonna move them too fast. He ain't gonna move them too slow. He gonna be attentive. He gonna pay attention. And I already know that you guys agree too, because y'all done said just in this conversation, hey, it depends on the woman. It depends on if she say this or that, and I really like her. So if she's setting that standard, in my opinion, a man should know how to pay attention to that and bring it up when he thinks it's a right time for her.
All that sound good. It sounds like some Derrick Jackson ass shit. But guess what Derrick Jackson was doing while he was spitting that shit? Fucking them hoes. Fucking them hoes.
I'm not living a hypocritical life. This is coming from a pure.
No, I'm not saying that you are. I'm simply saying that men spit that type of game. Going back to the game aspect. It's all game, because men are hardwired to mate. This is what we do. It's what we do to the day we're leaving this motherfucker. Al Pacino is about to have a baby by a 20-something-year-old right now. Dicks still get hard. It don't matter. At the end of the day, this is what we're hardwired to do. So going back to the question at hand, when's the right time to bring sex into a relationship? Day fucking one. Because this is what we want. This is what we desire. Now, you determine what else we desire from you. Your attitude, your character, your demeanor, who you are, because we're in control. We're in control. So if your attitude fucked up outside of sex, guess what we're going to want you for? For sex. If your character is fucked up outside of sex, that's what we're going to want you for sex. At the end of the day, after, it's not, I always tell these people, I've been saying this shit for them this 15 years. It's not when you have sex, it's what happens after the fact. Period. Like, we can have sex all day. We can have sex on the first day. But guess what? After that, how do we connect? If your attitude is right, your demeanor is right, and you're a freak, guess what? I'm wifing your ass. Ding! Wifing your ass. Like at the end, I'm wifing the shit out you, because guess what? I know as a man that's hard to come by. It's hard to come by. We don't get that in every woman. We don't get a good cook, a good fuck, a woman who's responsible with her kids, who's nurturing, and we get that whole package. That's why I said the women that you were talking about earlier, they married. They married. And guess what? They got their husbands on the goddamn stream.
And there's
because
also
he knows
out there that gave it up on the first night that's not.
Well, I can't speak for them.
I mean, the majority of the women that gave it up on the first night are not married.
Maybe they not who they thought they were.
So obviously, giving it up on the first night is not a say, oh, that's going to be wifey.
I'm not saying that. I didn't say that. I'm simply saying that you could talk about sex on the first night, or you could give it up on the first night. Hell, you can wait a year. It don't matter. At the end of the day, men are hardwired to mate. We go through this whole relationship or dating, this whole process that society made up for y'all. We can fuck y'all in a goddamn cardboard box on the side of the road if we wanted to.
Could you give them what they need since you took their body? I mean, if we take it all the way back to when sex,
that's for you to decide.
Created. Let's just say, first off, we took it all the way back to bastard children when we were talking about making kids out of wedlock or whatever. Basically, if you went and had sex with a girl, you were supposed to be her husband now. You're supposed to take care of her, move her into your home. Now, none of that is the standard. None of that is the expectation. So what do you give a woman for giving you something like you say? Because once she done gave you the body, she ain't got no bargaining tools no more. So what are you giving a woman to give you something so priceless to her, so valuable to her?
What is valuable? At the end of the day,
once she gave you her body, she has no more bargaining chips for negotiation. So then that was the value.
Right.
So what are you giving her in exchange for her? But what are you giving a woman in exchange for her giving you something that value?
Whatever she does. Go ahead.
Let me ask it a different way. Danielle. So you can say and acknowledge that she has value in what she gave you. Right? So what you're really saying is that you didn't recognize the value or didn't give enough about it. So in essence, it didn't have any value to you. What the value was. It's like me giving you a gold coin, and it's a gold coin, but you don't see the value in the gold coin. So you toss it aside because you categorize it as something else. Not seeing, once again, its value. That's what I'm hearing you say.
Exactly. And that's why a woman wouldn't want to give that away so quick, because it's going to diminish her value, not just in your eyes, but the more she does it, it's going to diminish her value in total. Obviously she doesn't value herself if she gives it away that easily. And she knows that's the most valuable thing she could give you.
That's not a true statement. That's not the most valuable thing you can give me.
Because
if you as a woman,
I'm not saying that everybody that sleeps with you on the first night is a whore or nothing like that. My point is, if she doesn't see something valuable between you that's going to equate her to give you that type of value in exchange, what is she doing it for if she values herself? What are you giving her in exchange for that type of value?
Again, as I was saying that's not the only thing that women are valuable for. If you think that's your only value, that's your only value. And I'm going to think the same thing too as well.
But then you're going wishy-washy because you just got them saying earlier, y'all didn't care about nothing else. We just want to fuck from day one. I want to bring it up from day one. You don't have the opportunity to see what other values.
But you understand, that's who I used to be. We talking about who I was. We're not talking about who I am now. We ain't talking about who I am now. We talking about how it used to be for me. Yes. See, what you have to understand, you have to listen and understand at the same damn time. So what you have to understand is this. What you have to understand is this. See, you're not listening now because you're still trying to talk over me instead of listening. That's what we mean. That's what we mean by women being quiet right there. That's what we mean by it right there. That's what we're talking about right there. I'm talking about women being quiet and learn how to listen and learn how to understand what the hell we talking about instead of running your goddamn mouth all the goddamn time. Yeah, that's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. You still talking. I ain't listening to you because you're just moving your mouth and ain't words coming out. So I don't give a damn what you're talking about. So look, I don't give a damn what you're talking about because you're not going to just keep interrupting me every time I'm talking and keep running your goddamn mouth. Hey, listen, I respect you when you be talking, so shut the fuck up and listen to what I'm saying to you. Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, I just said it. I just said it. I said it. I'll say it again. Shut the fuck up and listen to what I'm talking to you about. Act like you can hear the words I'm saying that's coming out of my mouth. That's what you do. You sound like you muffled. I don't hear nothing you saying. I don't understand nothing you talking about. Yeah, shut up. I don't understand what you talking about. Be quiet. Hush. Shut the hell up. Hush, nigga. That's what you do. That's what you do. Hush. Ain't nobody worried about what you talking about. Shit, whatever. Shit, don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck you talking to? Get your ass out of here with that bullshit. Get out of here with that bullshit. That's why your ass single now. That's why your ass ain't married now. Because you're not shut the fuck up. That's why.
Right, I don't.
Yeah, that's why.
Don't tell me to shut the fuck up.
I'm talking to your ass right now. Shit, you got me fucked up. I ain't the one, the two, or the three, so you better sit your ass down before I make change out your ass. Shit, you got me fucked up. That's why your ass is single with 5 fucking kids and 5 fucking baby daddies. You better stop talking to me. You better stop talking to me before I speak facts. We can talk all the fucking facts. God damn it. Shit, shut the hell up. You better stop talking to me, girl. Please. With all that fake shit you be spitting, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Stop talking to me. Womp.
Exactly.
Yes,
that's what I'm talking. I think your wife needs to hear some shit.
Yeah. What you say?
You heard me.
I didn't hear nothing you said.
Unless you want all your shit out here.
Yeah. Whatever. Shit. You better be glad my wife just came out and told me stop talking to your ass.
Niggas better shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up with your skank ass. Shit. You got me fucked up.